to take permission from His Excellency the President for an inspection of the
Your Excellency the President, Commander in Chief of the Police and Armed Forces, Grand Commander of the Other Republic, House in Head of Unity, Freedom and Justice, Minister of Defense, Father of Democracy, Chairman of the West Council of Aerospace, Head of Phone Talk, invited by headquarters of influence in the day, comprised of 4 officers and 6 other including the Armed Forces and Military Department, commanded by I, SL 1449, Major SS 31, 4 getting for registration. Sir!
Distinguished guests, shall we please take our seats? His Excellency the President has granted permission and he is now going to inspect the Guard of Honor parade.
Well, Fumble,
On occasion like this parade is organized.
that's now His Excellency President Julius Maada don't just take in Guard of Honor, and you see where the military officer just on seeking permission and ask him for inspect the Guard of Honor. So now, as you see, the president, they go around the military, they inspect the Guard of Honor. This now a procedure, a process where always the president can take wherever in every function outside the military they and in certain functions them. So to me and you, to many of we shall say this is not strange. They expect now the Guard of Honor. They go through all of them. You see them all. And as you know, His Excellency self now be one time a military man and still a military man. He served the military at a very young age. And say he become the head of state, say under the NPRC for some time, hand over power to late President Ahmed Tijan Kaba. So all this way the presidents they do, and all strange to them. This is something where maybe himself we don't stand there at a point in time for another president, and today they see when himself they do the same thing they expect. So as to this now the celebration of the United Nations 80 years. The government, foreign affairs and international corporations, and the military and other development partners then come together. They celebrate the United Nations member states and members across the world. Because 80 years, when I say somebody, 80 years, not so picking business that one day. Now all old pa or all old mommy. So UN says now all old mommy today across the world. The UN they look at international peace. They look at security, sustainable development, and also they uphold international law across the world. And former in 1945, after Nation League, they failed to prevent the Second World War. So,
has just completed inspection of the Guard of Honor parade.
ladies, as I will tell now, the president just don't conclude the inspection of the Guard of Honor. Now, this na a way for respect him, honor him, and it come now for do the final part of the Guard of Honor forum. And as you see now, it go taking seats where after we go officially, the program go kick off now. As I tell you, the United Nations today they celebrate the 80 years. Celebrate member states across the world.
Let's sit down, please. Madam First Lady, Madam Serifine Wakana, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, representing the United Nations Secretary General, Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Worship, the Mayor of our municipality of Freetown, our revered traditional and religious leaders, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, members of the security and intelligence services, members of the Fourth Estate, civil society organizations, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, good morning. Happy United Nations Day. Today, we do not just raise the flag of the United Nations. We raise our hearts in gratitude to the United Nations. When the UN was founded, the world chose cooperation over conflict and hope over hatred. If the United Nations had not been created, the world, including Sierra Leone, will still be longing for it today. That same spirit of peace and partnership brings us together this morning, right here at Wilberforce, to reflect on what the United Nations has meant to the world and what it has meant for us as Sierra Leoneans. Our story as a nation is inseparable from the story of the United Nations. In 1961, just months after independence, Sierra Leone proudly became the 100th member state of the United Nations. Our founding Prime Minister, Sir Martin Magai, declared that Sierra Leone would always stand for justice, equality, and humanity. Values that remain the backbone of our foreign policy to date. When our country was torn by conflict, the United Nations stood beside us. The Blue Helmets of the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone, UNAMSI, walked the streets and villages, disarmed 75,000 combatants, and helped us return to peace. They worked with ECOWAS to restore democracy, rebuild our institutions, and give our people a chance. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Special Court for Sierra Leone brought healing back and also justice where there had been pain and suffering. And when the UN mission finally closed in 2014, it was not a withdrawal, but victory for a nation that had moved from war to peace and from fragility to stability. Today, Sierra Leone is no longer a recipient of peace. We are a giver of peace. Our men and women in uniform serve proudly in the United Nations peacekeeping missions, carrying the lessons of our journey to nations that are in need. This is the Sierra Leone that the world knows and recognizes. Resilient, responsible, and respected. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this commemoration, Building Our Future Together, speaks directly to the heart of our national mission. Because building our future together is not just for the United Nations, it is for us, the people of Sierra Leone. We have seen what division can destroy. Now we must show the world what unity can build. Our big 5 game changers priorities are designed to make that unity real in the lives of ordinary people in Sierra Leone. Through our Feed Salon program, we are empowering farmers from Boliland to Pujang, from Koinadugu to Kamakwe, so that Sierra Leone can feed itself again. Through free quality education, we are shaping a future where no child is left behind because of poverty and geography. Our investment in health ensures that no mother dies while giving life, and no child is left to suffer from preventable diseases. Working with the United Nations agencies, we continue to strengthen healthcare, immunization, and maternal services. Across the nation, we are lighting up homes, schools, and clinics for renewable energy, because energy is life and light is dignity. As we embrace the digital age, we are connecting Sierra Leone to the world, expanding broadband, digital identity, and innovation hubs for our young people. Sierra Leone today chairs the ECOWAS Authority and coordinates the African Union Committee of 10 on UN Security Council reform. We are carrying Africa's voice to the world, a voice that says nothing about us without us. With 54 nations and over 1 billion people, Africa deserves permanent seats on the Security Council of the United Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no longer a plea. It is a principle of justice and equality. A reformed and inclusive United Nations would be stronger, fairer, and more legitimate. Within the ECOWAS sub-region, our shared mission is clear and simple: to defend democracy, uphold constitutional order, and preserve the peace and dignity of our people. Of course, we face common threats like terrorism, violent extremism, climate change, economic shocks, but we also share a common destiny. Under my chairmanship, ECOWAS remains committed in promoting unity, dialogue, good governance, and peaceful resolution of disputes. We continue to engage with our brothers and sisters in transition, encouraging a swift return to constitutional rule guided by African solidarity and mutual respect. We are strengthening economic cooperation so that ECOWAS economic integration translates into real opportunities for ECOWAS citizens. We also call for stronger UN-AU ECOWAS collaboration to ensure predictable support for Africa's peace and security agenda. When the United Nations and ECOWAS work hand in hand, the cause of peace in West Africa advances. And Sierra Leone stands ready to lead, to listen, and to build bridges of understanding across our region. When we raise the United Nations flag beside our national flag today, we affirmed both sovereignty and solidarity. Our flags flying together reminds us that Sierra Leone's destiny is bound with the world's destiny. And when we lay our wreaths, we honor the peacekeepers, humanitarian workers, and innocent souls, Sierra Leoneans and other nationalities who gave their lives so that our nation might live in peace. We remember with reverence the men and women of UNAMSI who served bravely in our darkest hour. Many of them from distant lands made ultimate sacrifice so that our children could know freedom and our people could live without fear. We honor their courage, their humanity, and their enduring legacy of peace. And today, we also honor our own Sierra Leonean peacekeepers who have seen worn the blue helmets, those who have served and those who fell in faraway lands under the United Nations flag, carrying the spirit of Sierra Leone to the world. They remind us that peace has a price, and that service to humanity is the highest form of patriotism. And when we cut the UN at 80 cake later, we celebrate the enduring power of cooperation, the patient, unseen labor of multilateralism that transforms goodwill into progress and promises. Only moved that our youth have been at the center stage in this commemoration, debating ideas, displaying innovation, and celebrating Sierra Leonean creativity. In their passion, we see the renewal of our nation's promise and enduring flame of multilateral cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations has been a steadfast companion on our path of recovery, resilience, and renewal. On behalf of the government and people of Sierra Leone, I extend deep appreciation to all UN entities for their enduring partnership and friendship. We thank the UNDP for rebuilding governance institutions and advancing decentralization. UNICEF for nurturing our children and safeguarding their rights. WHO for guiding us through health crises and strengthening healthcare systems. We appreciate UNFPA for championing safety. WFP and FAO for nurturing our people and supporting faith alone. UN Women for empowering Sierra Leonean women to lead and transform communities. We commend UNIDO and UNOX for building industries, skills, and infrastructure. UNHCR and IOM for protecting displaced persons and migrants with compassion. UNESCO for promoting education, culture, and science across our nation. Together, these UN agencies have been more than development partners. They have been family. From post-war peace building to the Ebola and COVID-19 responses, from free quality education to the rollout of digital governance, their footprints are visible in every region of Sierra Leone. We honor every UN agency's team, Sierra Leoneans and internationals alike, whose service continue to uplift lives every day in Sierra Leone. Once again, on behalf of the grateful nation and its people at home and abroad, I say thank you. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, this 80th anniversary is both a mirror and a mandate. It reminds us of how far we have come, from war to peace, from fragility to stability, from isolation to leadership. But also challenges us to go further, to build a nation that is more united, productive, and just. Let us deepen the rule of law, strengthen integrity, and fight corruption wherever it hides. Let us open the doors of opportunity for our youth, empower our women to lead and thrive. Let us keep investing in agriculture, roads, sports, energy, and technology, the backbone of national transformation. And above all, let us love this country enough to work for her, not only in words, but in action. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the United Nations as 80, we must also look ahead to what the world should look like when the United Nations turn 100 in 2045. I see and dream of a United Nations that is renewed and reborn, not only as a house of nations, but as a home for humanity. A UN that listens more, includes more, and delivers more. A UN that bridges continents and closes divides between the rich and the poor, men and the women, technology and humanity, people and planet. A UN where Africa sits not at the edge of the table, but at its center, shaping the agenda, not waiting for it. I see a UN that measures its success not by resolutions passed, but by lives changed. By the child in Makeni who lands under a solar light, by the farmer in Kailan who thrives because the rains come in season, and the young woman in Candia who leads her community with pride. The UN we build for the next 20 years must be greener, fairer, and closer to the people it serves. It must be digital and humane, principled and practical, a united nation that keeps faith with its name, united, and truly for all nations. Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone will continue to stand tall among nations, speaking with independence, conviction, and courage. We will continue to serve with humility on the councils of the world and to build peace and prosperity at home. 80 years ago, the nations came together, weary of war, but full of hope. So today, let us renew that hope in every classroom, every farm, every clinic, office, and every community. Let this UN at 80 celebration remind us that we are a part of a greater human family, and that together we can build a future where every Sierra Leonean child learns, where every mother survives, and every person has a reason to dream. Together, let us raise our flags high, bow our heads in remembrance, and lift our hearts in unity. Our journey continues, and together we shall build a Sierra Leone that is stronger and more prosperous for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, as we raise the United Nations flag and lay our wreaths, let us do so with pride in the land that we love, Sierra Leone, the land of unity, freedom, and justice. May God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone, and may God bless the United Nations. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for that keynote address. We will move to the next item, which is the content of the 80th anniversary cake of the United Nations. But before that happens, I invite the Armed Forces Band to give us some incidentals. The Armed Forces Band. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Next item is the question of the ambassador. I will invite the wrestling coordinator to go and kick. Now, I respectfully invite His Excellency the President to join the RC.
Yes, please. Now for the cutting of the cake. We shall start with 3 counts. Start with 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, Your Excellency and Madam Residence Coordinator. Please. I shall now invite the Press Secretary to continue the rest of the program.
Thank you very much, top co-chair, distinguished guests. His Excellency has consented for photo sessions that will immediately follow after the national anthem. These photo sessions will be conducted in the following manner. The first will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, and the UNRC. The second will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, UNRC, and heads or representatives of the various agencies. The third will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, UNRC, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the Dean of Diplomatic and Consular Affairs. The fourth will be His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, UNRC, the Chief of Defense Staff and Inspector General of Police. The photo session will be conducted at the front of the Leone. Please rise for the national anthem. To join His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, and the UNRC.
This way, duck, the duck, yes, the duck. It's my passage.
The Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean to join for the third photo session. And the CDS and the IG may also proceed down for the final photo session. We request that the Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean may withdraw from that session for the IG and the CDS. So, jump. Okay. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Madam First Lady. May we now rise for the departure of His Excellency the President and Madam First Lady. The silent policeman would avail of some nice and soft tunes while His Excellency the President and Madam First Lady come. We've come to the end of this program. Please.
Fambul, we don't come to the end of the program today. We just happen our pitch and make I give you a recap of what happened. First of all, make I tell you, President Bio give in keynote speech today. Now the 80 years United Nations 80 years celebration. The president first, a beginning speech, it starts for tell we say Sierra Leone story, different from we not go make us separate from United Nations because they're all too intertwined. And he also acknowledge the effort of Sierra Leone, United Nations, na Sierra Leone, especially remember all when UNAMSIL being come na this country. He said then they go far and wide beyond hard to reach areas them. Whose side and they tried and put all efforts together for ensure say the peace process in Sierra Leone become a success. We get peace and then end them done. And he said they not go then continue with development activities them. And the president also talks say for work with the United Nations, he go work with them. Sierra Leone go work with them for strengthening areas them where now they focus on where including the health, maternal mortality, and all of those areas. And also, President say as chairman of ECOWAS, he will also make a lot of effort for ensure the progress, especially peace in the region of West Africa. He also highlights that one day. And President also, he continue for strongly call for the permanent seats in the United Nations Council, where that one they don't make that call since about a year or two ago. They don't make the call. He say Africa forget a permanent seat in the United Nations. And he say also, as ECOWAS chairman, he will promote dialogue within West African countries and strengthen the economic cooperation. President Bio also say, he highlights say, Sierra Leone go lead for bring peace within the West African region, and the president solemnly remember the one that will die within during the wars them at the country in the United Nations where they fight for ensure peace in the world. He remember them, and also he honor Sierra Leone peacekeeping missions them where after the 11 years or we make now that make me and you too team up today we they go about with normal business. And he appreciates the United Nations for them tremendous, for them boku efforts them where they do this Sierra Leone, and not only Sierra Leone, the entire West Africa. And the program also it look at other areas then. As we know, you know go do celebration, you know cut cake. In fact, now that's the end the program, they cut cake. You self way they celebrate your birthday, you they cut cake. So then cut cake, the president cuts the cake, and also the United Nations resident coordinator, Madam Sarafini Wakana, himself also cut cake. Then we also see inside the president, the first lady, the resident coordinator, and other dignitaries they can lay the Wreath-laying, so then do them one by one. First we see the president. The essence of that one day now for remember the fallen heroes then within the UN where die for ensure say the world they in peace. And also we see again that we raise the flag and half-mast, the Sierra Leone flag and the United Nations flag together, where they raise them in half-mast, where they mean half, they completely reach the pole as normal one for day. So that also it means say the UN and Sierra Leone they contribute for acknowledge the contribution which Sierra Leone they make to the UN, the role way don't play now the United Nations, the United Security Council. This also symbolize the the country in progress where it make from the conflicts from the 11 years war and where stability don't they. I think now the major things and then they where we go highlight from the the program. As they say, United Nations gets boku agencies them where they operate now this country in the different areas them. If I can call them for you, we get African Development Bank, we get FAO, we get ILO, we get IMF, we get IOM, UN Women, UNAID, UNDP, UNFPA, UNICEF, UNIDO, we get UNOPS, WFP, UNCDF, WHO, IFAD, UNESCO, World Bank, and ITC. Fambul na the agency that they under United Nations where the Sierra Leone and also then other countries in the world where they ensure say in their areas them of interest, then they do them so well, and then they ensure they partner with Sierra Leone for bring development come na the country, like security, like food, and all of them things. So now, so the program they come to an end. Usai, all of this we can commemorate. Again, if I can take you back, Sierra Leone, United Nations, they form in 1945 after where League of Nations they failed for prevent the Second World War. So they form when they form in September 27, 1961, Sierra Leone become a member. We make the 100th member of the United Nations. Where till today, Sierra Leone don't gain the head of the United Security Council 2 times, and progressively Sierra Leone don't make a mark na the United Nations. So famulem na so we dey bring down the curtain of this live stream Facebook today from State House as na Koki Pitch we do today. We tell you thank you for what you don't do with we right to. Thank you, Margaret Mariam Asenge.